Namaste. We were going through the lesson plan part 1, 2, and 3. This is part 4. This video focuses on mathematics as well as other subjects also. Here, you have to, those who are seeing this video first, please go through the lesson plan part 1 for general instructions according to NEP and NCF. It covers the parts of lesson plan, and video number 142 also tells about lesson plan. That lesson plan focuses 3rd standard social science, and here we can see, even though this lesson plan is based on mathematics, you can see up to 8th standard there is integrated project. So in integrated project, you should have the ideas about one subject, how it is relating to another subject, and art integration also. So the learning objectives and learning outcomes are important for other subjects also. Let us go through these topics, concepts, what it tells about. Yes. So in general objectives of mathematics, develop child's resources to think and reason mathematically, to pursue assumptions to their logical conclusion, and to hand to abstraction. So logical conclusion and to handle abstraction. So here the child's resource to think and reason mathematically, to pursue assumptions to their logical conclusion, and to handle abstraction, a way of doing things and ability and attitude to formulate and solve problems. What are they? The narrow aim of school mathematics is to develop useful capabilities, those relating to numeracy, that is regarding number, then number operations, measurements, decimals, and percentages. So numeracy, number operations, measurements, decimals, and percentages. Variety of methods and skills are available in arithmetic, algebra, and geometry, cohere into an ability to address problems that come from other domains, yes, from social science, science, languages, etc. So variety of methods and skills available in arithmetics, algebra, and geometry, cohere into an ability to address problems that come from other domains also. So class 3, this topic has been taken to class 3. Instructional objectives in primary stage, cognitive skills and concepts that they acquire, number and number operations and due importance on. So they are understanding the cognitive skills, the concept that they acquire, the number and number operations. So here you know that they are understanding the number, how it is related to how many windows are there, how many doors are there, how many pencils you have, like that they are having number and number operations. And they are understanding the shapes. What about the shape of a ball? What is the shape of your table? What is the shape of your book? Like that shape, that is spatial understanding, and patterns. And patterns, that is data handling. So computational skills, identifying, expressing, explaining patterns, estimation and approximation in solving problems, on making connection, on the development of skills of language in communication and reasoning. So see, we are getting, so by learning mathematics regarding the instructional objectives, the specific objectives regarding 3rd standard, the primary stage, we can see that they are acquiring computational skill. They are identifying, by seeing that they are identifying how many numbers are there connected to numeracy, and they are able to express, is only 2 I have, or only 5 I have, or I am having 10, like that. So expressing, explaining, and patterns. is how many chocolates you have, what about the colors, or how many red I got, how many green I got, how many blue I got, like that, whatever the toys they are having, like that. You're understanding the patterns, and patterns we will learn more. Estimation, approximation, solving problems, on making connection, on the development of skills of language, as the child started to say about it through the language in communication and reasoning. So here is, and yes, what about how I wrote this lesson plan, where I wrote this lesson plan, everything I mentioned earlier. And here we can see the outcomes of lesson plan is regarding concrete to abstract. Yes, especially in the experiential learning, if we are learning something as concrete, don't know what about it, just learning, and after all by observing, and we are reaching to the abstract level. So that is abstract. From concrete to abstract identifies similarities and differences among different geometrical shapes. There comes application, classification, identification, and application on real life situation. So here, that is the aim of our national curriculum framework. What we are learning, one subject is related to another subject, and what we are learning, that we are understanding that it is not confined to that subject alone, but that what we have learned in mathematics is related to some other subject, that is again related to another subject, and understanding that it is important in the real life situations. Then we can see what are the pedagogical processes. Here, experiential learning is, that is the thing what I told earlier. Experiential learning, you are understanding, you understood one concept, but you are going for a field trip, suppose in a zoo, you are going there and observing particular animal or a particular bird and understanding that what I have learned, that is correct here. So that is the concrete to abstract learning. And hands-on learning is you are making an understanding regarding a globe. You are drawing a picture of a globe, or making a globe and understanding how, what about the North Pole, South Pole, where will be the equator, like the hands-on learning. Not that alone, mathematics also it is applied, is how in mathematics you can apply, how you can make a cube, how you a rectangle. You are drawing a rectangle, how this rectangle can be made into a three-dimensional model. So that is a hands-on learning, and how many corners are there, and competency-based learning, and art-integrated learning. Art-integrated learning is compulsory, mandatory. You have to make a project from 1st standard to 8th standard. And as integrated project, I already told you, and already you know, for the newcomers, I am repeating this. And for 9 and 10, only art-integrated project confined to their each subject. Suppose you are taking science alone, you are making a project, and it is related to art integration. And 11 and 12, it is only art and learning. Projects up to 10 standard. And integrated projects, integrated means subject integration up to 8 standard. And learn to enjoy maths, importance of maths. Mathematics is something to talk about, to communicate through, to discuss among themselves, to work together. Yes. So regarding mathematics, you are able to talk about is how many or which day, how many days there. And suppose you are eagerly waiting for some function, how many days are there, you are counting it, and you are communicating it, and you are discussing it among themselves to work together on visualization and representation. Visualization and representation. And here explore shapes around them by tracing. Yes. So here hands-on learning, experiential learning, explore shapes around them by tracing various boxes, utensils, shapes of vegetables, shapes of fruits from different sides. From different sides, children are learning the shapes of utensils, boxes, vegetables, etc. And they are understanding the similarities and differences in a two shapes drawn on a surface or paper. Here the two shapes are drawn as it is primary is concerned, and engage in paper folding activities. Is engage in paper folding activities. When we open a paper board, triangles and squares, you can see. Isn't it? After making triangles and squares, you are able to make a paper board. So use a dot grid to draw different shapes and designs. A dot grid. as I will show you in the next page. Let the student draw different shapes on a paper. Use round objects like a tumbler, bangle, circleizer. By using a glass, a tumbler, a bangle, you are able to draw a circle, and a box to draw four corner shapes by tracing colored by students. You can make a box by drawing four corner shapes. Engage making rangoli using the different shapes. Find surfaces that have the shape with four corners, four sides. Is reads and writes numbers up to 999 using place value. So these are some of the activities what the students can do as exploring the things. So this is a major thing. What are the class activities you are doing according to mathematics and other subjects also. Then lesson plan is here. What about the learning outcomes? Identifies and makes two-dimensional shapes. As it is primary is concerned, two-dimensional shapes by paper folding, paper cutting on the dot grid. This is dot grids using straight lines. Describes 2D shapes by the number sides, corners and diagonals. Is see that corners. See what are the corners? A, B, C, D, the corners. Then number sides, you can see that is what are the number sides? A, B, C, A, B, B, C, C, D, D, A. So you can see the number sides, you can see the corners is corner A, corner B, corner C, corner D, and C to A, that is diagonal, and D to B also another diagonal. So by drawing this, you are understanding what about the diagonal, what about the corner, what about the sides. With the different methods, you can make this. Ask the children to form a line. Children can make a box. Children can make four sides, and children themselves can make corners. So this is an experiential, and they are doing an understanding, or with some paper mache or some materials that is mold like structures, some clay like materials can be used, and they can make it. Isn't it? But here we are focusing on two-dimensional. So this is an art integrated thing what the children can do in the class, and how they can form the corners or round shapes, or they can make the diagonals. So by doing that, they are understanding. That is experiential learning. And is here sides, corners, diagonals. I have written it separately, and they are understanding what about the multiplication. See that 3 groups of 7. So that is the thing. 3 into 7, 21. 3 groups of 7. So if you are counting 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 like that 3 times, you will get 21. Then another way, you can say 7 groups of 3. 7 groups of 3. That is also another method. 7 into 3 you will get. Then, and after all, you know that you can count and show that is 1, 2, 3, 4. That way you are reaching 21. So this is how here also you can ask the children to form and make it more understanding about what they have learned. So this is the thing, what you have learned, what you wrote as 7 into 3 as 21, that is a concrete learning. And when the children are doing it through experiential learning, or through doing it and observing, is ask the children to have the lines like 3 lines with 7 children each on each row, you will get that you are getting 21. By that way, they are understanding how they got 21. So this is the importance of experiential learning. Here you can use art. Art you can learn. Art can be, art integration is connected to music, then dance, then art and craft, and theater. Any of these 4 forms you can use for the art integration projects. And this can, suppose you are doing this as Rangoli, Rangoli can be connected to how many states the Rangoli is there. So that way you can relate to states art forms also. So in different states, the names are different. Alpana, then Pookalam, isn't it? So different materials also they are using for this type of decorations. So that is all regarding this video. Thank you all.